For taking the time to listen to our grant proposal today. The Sunrise Initiative is looking forward to hopefully working with you in order to further the support for pediatric trauma patients' rehabilitation. I hope you find the following presentation interesting, and I hope that it answers all of your questions regarding who we are and our need for this grant. So first off, who are we? The Sunrise Initiative was created in 2011 in Manhattan, New York. It works to aid the coping and rehabilitation of pediatric trauma patients. Currently, trauma patients is defined as burn, amputee, and patients with traumatic brain injuries, or TBIs. Our mission currently is to provide pediatric burn, amputee, and TBI patients with the most comprehensive and quickest recovery possible. So why was this decided? Why was this created? Our founding members were Certified Child Life Specialists, CCLSs, who worked with the burn, amputee, and TBI community. Our members noted how multiple different therapies and different rehabilitations were needed once the patient left the hospital setting. This required a lot of time and coordination from patients and their family. Our foundation was created on the basis to alleviate the stress and anxiety and to help ease patients' recovery by bringing all of the required and alternative therapies into one place. So why did we decide on the outdoors? After much discussion, we decided to utilize the outdoors because it was able to bring a play aspect to this therapy setting. As Hanscom states, nature is the ultimate sensory experience. Nature enhances a person's reflexes, awareness, and bodily systems, which may not be touched upon in an indoor setting. Nature also increases a person's emotional well-being. Clay researched and stated that those with a view of nature from their window like their job more, enjoyed better health, and reported greater life satisfaction. Our goal is to encourage play with the additional benefit of recovery and rehabilitation. Epstein states that being in nature provides opportunities for participants to reflect, think, and optimally become healthy. This instills a sense of hope for patients, which is needed during the recovery period. On the screen are two quotes, really identifying the need for play and the importance of play. As Erickson states, the playing adult steps sideward into another reality. The playing child advances forward to new stages of mastery. Our goal is to help enforce this play and make the therapy more like play than it is like work. The use of play will strengthen the establishment of these patients' gained ability. As Ramsey states, play, while it cannot change the external realities of children's lives, can be a vehicle for children to explore and enjoy their differences and similarities to create, even for a brief time, a more just world where everyone is an equal and valued participant. For trauma patients, their realities are sometimes very difficult and hard to manage. Allowing them this outdoor play experience, this new world will be open for them and they can become who they want to be. So, what do we currently do at the Sunrise Initiative? Who are we helping? Who is helping, and how? Currently, we have 500 participants to date. This is since 2011. Our participants are between the ages of 6 to 17 years old. They either speak English or Spanish, and we have a completely handicap-accessible facility. We include all genders, all socioeconomic classes, religions, and cultures. Our current limit right now is languages spoken and understood by participants. We're trying to branch out and get more translators in order to be available and reach more patients. We have had a lot of success. We have had increased rehabilitation and physical range at a 50% quicker rate to compared indoor typical PT and OT centers. If you look at the chart down at the bottom right corner, you can see that current patients in the Sunrise Initiative are usually in the camp or at the facility for 25 weeks, whereas the other 3 indoor therapy centers are usually about 50%, twice the time as that, 50% more. We also encourage peer interactions through group therapy, group events, support groups, and different overnights. And participants are excited. They want to come. They enjoy their time there, and they're excited to be there. This also influences the rehabilitation because if you're positive and you're excited going into it, then you're going to have better work. Currently, we have a year-round program, an after-school therapy program, weekend therapy, group therapy, programs, evening programs twice a week, including art activities or special parties or just special get-togethers and activities that utilize our facility. Individual therapies, including PT, OT, and any emotional or psychological therapy that's needed. And 5 weekend retreats a year. These weekend retreats are usually specific to a certain developmental age and diagnoses. For instance, a couple weeks ago, we had our female retreat for 11 to 13-year-olds who have suffered from amputations. Currently on staff, we have certified child life specialists, occupational therapists, physical therapists, art therapists, nurses, animal-assisted therapy leaders, case associates, social workers, counselors, therapists, horticultural therapy guides, and volunteers. On site, we have animals such as sheep, goats, horses, dogs, ducks, and chickens, and we have a plot of land for farming activities, including a home for all the animals and for plants and herbs. So where do we want to go from here? Currently, we have seen the benefit and change that our current population has had in their outpatient therapy. We want to expand on this difference by providing a more intensive program for patients. How can we do this? A summer camp program can be an intensive 2-week period where patients are immersed fully in their emotional, physical, and psychological rehabilitation. They'll be accomplishing goals in their physical therapy and occupational therapy through play-based activities such as hiking, farming, and outdoor activities along with a group of their peers. This will encourage self-growth, self-understanding, and increase confidence. They'll be able to complete more difficult tasks that are available in the outpatient program, and this will help participants to gain a sense of mastery, control, and pride. There'll be a sense of personal worth, and they will be able to assume responsibility for their own actions. This camping program will help to promote self-esteem and self-reliance and will also affect attitudinal changes. What are we asking for? We're asking for $50,000 in order to launch our summer camp program. This is going to cover food, lodging, salaries, and the outreach for participants and families. We will plan on creating 3 2-week-long programs, 1 program for burn patients, 1 program for amputee patients, and 1 program for TBI patients. All genders will be included, and it will be for ages of 14 to 17-year-olds. There will be 40 campers a session, which will create 120 participants over the entire summer. This program will benefit everyone and all patients at our program because it will help speed up the recovery emotionally and physically for 120 participants. This sped up recovery will help us reach more patients because it will open space up during our outpatient program during the year. How will we evaluate this? So we're going to be looking for a 95% re-registration rate. This should take into account those who age out of the camp, those who do not do well in a camp setting, and those who cannot participate in the specific days that our camp is offered. We'll be looking for increased emotional and physical growth for participants. This will come about at a quicker and more advanced rate than compared to the outpatient weekly year-long program. We'll be able to gauge this through surveys and interviews, which will be completed at the beginning and the end of the program. And also we'll be looking for interest from the wider community to help support our program through donations after seeing the success our program has had. What is the future of the Sunshine Initiative? What will we be in the future? So currently we're working on building this summer program. And after the summer program comes about, we'll have an outpatient rehabilitation facility, which will be there for weekly programs and activities, along with a summer camp program, which will be there for 2-week intensive programs in the summer. But after that, we want to have a residential rehabilitation facility. We want to be available and be a place that children can come after their hospital stay and gain the PT, OT, education, psychological, emotional therapy, anything that's needed in this one place. We find it very important, and we hope that one day we can get there. Thank you so much for your time, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.